trochę.
Connie.
Right.
Amy? Amy?
Hello?
Babe, can you try request a record just in case?
What's up?
Please.
Good.
Let me allow you. How are you? Yeah? Done? Just find Chin now. Oh, Chin's here.
Hi.
Cool.
Hello.
Okay, I'm gonna start. Hello guys, thank you so much for jumping. The call today is for anyone who didn't jump in the previous two Sundays. We're running this call with Chin Cooper from Chin Cooper Academy in London. Chin is husband of our amazing Amanda Branco, and he's also a high performing coach from London. And we are having this massive privilege to have a call with him, 1 hour call with him every Sunday at 5 o'clock. So put in your diaries. That's a call that is going to be run for a while, I think. And it's been having like such a massive result, wonderful result in so many people. Yeah, physics all over Sunday. I mean, I'm like, I'm also have like electric shocks right now. I just jumped out from another wonderful call and it was amazing. And since this morning he was like, Fabi, I'm on fire already. I'm just like, I can't wait to jump in the call and fire up a lot of people. So that's so incredible that we're having this, and thank you so much, Chin, once again. I'll pass over. Today we're gonna have the famous relationship, the powerful relationship, and I cannot wait for that. Let me pass over to you, Chin.
Hello.
To you.
What's up?
We can't hear you properly.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me all right?
Can you put a little bit louder, please?
Wow, me louder? Never. I've never heard that before, ever. Are you sure?
Guys, is that me? Oh, it's me. Sorry, it's me.
I was gonna say, that's a new one. That's a new one.
Right.
So first and foremost, it's really nice to see so many people on this call, and it's really nice, just to shout from the rooftops a little bit, to see so many people that are actually in my academy monthly on this call. So if you're part of my crew, give me a little fist bump and maybe put in the comments box, I'm part of your crew, whatever. So something so everybody knows. So look guys, it's Sunday. I've had probably the most refreshing weekend that I've had in a long, long time, because I've decided to take a little bit of time out. And the reason that I took a little bit of time out is because my role, my task, my job, my business is super intense. I take on a lot of people's challenges throughout the week, throughout the day, throughout the month, and there was something missing. And that was, hello, and that was relationships, something that I wanted to work on. And so I wanted to talk about that today as I roll my sleeves up. That's how much I mean it. I'm rolling the sleeves up. I wanted to talk about relationships today. And so I know it, yeah. Hello.
Just a second. Let me just mute everyone. 1 second.
No worries. All good.
1 second. Yeah, and then. Okay, yeah. Keep going on.
What I do, Fabio, in my group, I just say to people, you can stay on, like you can either shut up or we can mute you. Why sit on the fence, eh?
We all good.
So yeah, I wanted to talk about the power of relationships. Just while I'm on this call really quickly, I just want to say hello to Amy, because I bet she's absolutely over the moon that her partner is back. I just see him walk in the background. And so I bet you are over the moon. Hello, mate. How are you? And so look, guys, I wanted to talk about relationships tonight. And I wanted to open up this topic. And the reason I wanted to open up this topic is because the power of our personal relationships and the way that we enter these personal relationships strongly determine the power of the business relationships we have. We often tend to use the same strategy or structure in order for us to gain new business, or in order for us to build longer lasting relationships in business. And so if the way that we communicate and try to evolve our personal relationships is broken, then that just may be the way in which we're trying to engage with new prospects, bringing new people into the business, whatever it is, may be broken as well. So I just thought it'd be a really hot topic to go over. Before I start though, my dog's decided to get his squeaky toy. So I'm just going to get him. Amanda. She's just, Amanda, could you just get Bruce and the toys and all that? Thanks. And my wife's sitting there with her headphones on, listening to the call. So look, so here's the thing. If you work really, really hard on the way that you build relationships, you will build a business. That is factual. The way that I've built my business to a global coaching business is off of the back of building relationships and knowing how to build those relationships. And there are loads of fundamentals that I use. And normally there's around 4 pillars that I talk about, but relationships, it's just a little bit different. There's a lot more. So what I would prompt you to do tonight would be 100% make sure that you've got a pen and paper ready, because I'm just going to go into the way that I start to generate and create relationships and how that overflows into my business. And it's created the business of my dreams, basically. I know that sounds a little bit flowery, a little bit soft, but it's the absolute truth. I'm living the dream in terms of the life that I've got now. Yes, I'm focused on the dreams and the huge vision and goals that I have. But right about now, I'm right in amongst it. I'm feeling fantastic about where I am. And so I'm a strong believer of reflecting, gaining perspective, and maybe dissecting where it is that you are and why you've got there. And so I do that often, every single night, but especially on a Sunday. And so what this allows me to do is it allows me to break down why I'm winning and where I'm winning. And so I've been doing this consistently now for a number of years, and it always comes back to relationships. Always comes back to relationships. So it doesn't matter whether you're single, whoever's moving about, please stop. It doesn't matter about whether you're single, doesn't matter whether you're in a relationship, doesn't matter whether you're divorced, doesn't matter whether you're going through a divorce, it doesn't matter. The power of relationships is what's going to see you through to have the business that you want. And so the reason that I wanted to talk about this topic again furthermore is that I know there are loads of different strategies, all right, that you are given when you sign up or join Arbonne or become a consultant or starts to sell products and services. And, there's a lot of, you need to be voice noting X amount of people per day. And, you need to be, making sure that, you like one post, you go in, you follow them, and then you follow up with a DM. And so I'm here, unfortunately, to tell you that that's not just the way. There are other ways of building relationships. That's just one way, all right? And here's the thing, just like the perfect morning routine that everybody wants to jump on, there isn't one. There is not a perfect morning routine. There's your routine, and there's your strategy, and there's your way of developing and growing and expanding your relationships. And that's down to the way that you show up and the principles that you live by in your life. So the way that I would generate and develop relationships might be totally different compared to the way that you do. As you probably know now, if you've been on this course, your third one, I'm an extrovert, right? That's who I am. And so I've not got a problem putting myself out there, and I don't mind getting kicked or punched. But on the flip side to that, I've had to develop that, and I wasn't always that person. And there's been times where I haven't wanted to do that as well. But on the flip side to that, the way that I do it is I follow a formula, a framework, and that framework has been set by me and me only. Yes, I've generated some form of inspiration off of other people. I've looked at what's winning in some areas. So, for example, if you was going to go into aviation, right, you'd probably look at Richard Branson or British Airways or Etihad or Emirates, and you know that these businesses and these brands are moving the needle in their industry. They're doing the right thing, evidently, because they're big brands and they're growing and growing. But ultimately, if somebody else come into that aviation sector, they don't need to follow exactly the same as what these people are doing. They need to follow what it is that sits right and feels right for them. And they need to lead by their own principles and own values. Hence the fact why Virgin Atlantic will have a different set of values to British Airways, right? And you can tell that when you travel in between the two. You'll know that when you're on a Virgin flight, not just by the colour of the air stewardess or the attendants on there, you'll just know by the way that they communicate with you and just the little principles that they have, right? So you need to get yours. You need to find what yours are. And so the way that the way that we start to build hugely powerful relationships, and this is number one, right? Number one, and you want to write this down, is compassion, right? The first way to start to build relationships is compassion. You've got to be able to put yourself in the other person's shoes. You've got to be able to understand what it is that they're going through. And we can talk about salesy terminology here, like pain points and all the rest of it, and psychology-based selling. But you know what? You've just got to be able to put yourself in their shoes and relate to them. How do you do that? Story. That's how you do that, by a story. But I'm going to try and work this in for people that are trying to get new business tonight, right? Prospects. So I'm going to try and lead this back and in if I can for you, right? To try and connect it up, right? So if you're using Instagram, for example, as a platform, right? As a platform, you've got to be compassionate when you're reaching out to these people. Here's something that I learned a long, long time ago. Many of you might know this already, but you know what? It's always good to go over the basics, isn't it? And also as well, common knowledge isn't always common practice, isn't it? So common sense actually isn't that common. So let's go over this and sort of dive in some foundational stuff that I use in my business that's really grown it fast. So if you type in the comments box here, who is aware or knows of, or in fact follows Gary V's work, Gary Vaynerchuk? Who knows about him? Who follows him? Let's just get that down in the comments box while I neck the rest of this biz.
No.
Okay, quite a few of you. Excellent. Even if no, let's put some no's just so I can get some. Gary Vaynerchuk. Kylie, she's like, who? Excellent. Superb. So about 50-50. About 50-50. Okay, so here's a formula that I use in every single marketing strategy that I use, every sales strategy that I use, and it's just a real good basic format to follow, all right? Because I'm a huge fan of frameworks. The reason I'm a huge fan of frameworks is because when you mess up, it's always nice to have something to go back to that you can instantly jump back on, all right? So here's the framework. Jab, 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 right hook, right? So write down jab, 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 right hook. Let me give you a little bit more context on that because it sounds like we're setting you up for a boxing match. Here's how that works. Here's what that is actually saying, right? Give, 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 ask. There you go. Sid has the book. Brilliant. There you go then. Give, 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 ask. Who really does that right now, though, when they're reaching out to someone? Be honest. I guarantee 98% of you on here don't do that. I bet it's always an ask. There's some form of ask. Can you watch this video? Do you mind if I send you this? Is it all right if you just? How would you feel if you know anyone, you're asking straight away? And all you've done, most of you, is just liked a picture and followed them and commented on a few pictures. Now, as you know, if that was you, what would you do? You'd be like, who the fuck is this? Asking me this time. I don't even know him. Now, let's revert that back into a normal world. If you was trying to build a relationship with someone, the last thing that you do is just go straight up to him and say, listen, you couldn't do me a favour, could you? Do you know anyone that, of course you wouldn't. You'd give value. That's what you would do. You try to make these people understand that you could be a possible asset to them in whatever shape, way or form, whether that's to do with connection, whether that's to do with contribution, whether that's to do with knowledge, wisdom, whatever it is, you try to add value, right? And so this process that I've been following for a long, long time now, in fact, I was doing it. It's funny because the book came out and I said to my team, I was like, I'm already sort of doing this. I wasn't following it to that T and being that specific all the time, but I was sort of doing it. And in fact, here's the golden nugget out of all of it. I actually wasn't throwing any right hooks. Hardly any. I wasn't asking people enough. I wasn't. And so the whole point of the strategy of what I was developing there was I decided that I was going to give the marketplace so much value that when I did need to ask them for something, it would be a complete and utter no-brainer. They would just go and do it, wouldn't even think about it. Because they'd just be like, do you know what, this guy instantly chucks out free videos, content, helps us, answers DMs, always got time out for us, always make sure that he gets back to me, whatever it is. And so when I put my book out, it went nuts. It went nuts because I said, look, guys, I don't ask you for anything, but I'm just launching my book. I would love, it would mean the world to me if you could go on Amazon and download it or purchase this book, because I think it could really help you or your friends, for example. And so that's why it went nuts. And so when you give beyond yourself, that's when it all comes back. When you lead from a place of what am I going to get out of this, people see it a fucking mile off. I know I would. I would see it an absolute mile off. So you've got to make sure that you've got a strategy going. So here's the thing. So I was talking, so obviously if people don't know, my wife's on here. Give a wave, Amanda. Say hello. There you go. Just checking, see if she's listening. There you go. So she was. She normally like, oh, here he goes again. So look, I always do some mini training with her and her team. And some of the stuff that we was going over was strategy for social media, right? Building the relationship via social media. So here's the thing, guys. If you're reaching out to people right now, and I'm not saying this doesn't work, I'm just saying this, there is another way of doing it if you feel like you're not getting through right now. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not boo-hooing anybody's strategy, because if it worked for them, fantastic. I'm saying it might not work for you, or you might need to change it up. That's all I'm saying, right? And so I would literally, like I said to her team, I would be working on a 2-week window leading, right? So from this date today, I would literally not ask anything from anyone for 2 weeks. Now, I know you're thinking, how the fuck am I going to run a business? Like I've got QV to it right near the end of the month. We do it. Okay, so here's how you tackle that, right? Is that first and foremost, what you must understand is, if you're going to really succeed at this business, you've got to look at it over the long term. You really have. And so if you want to create long-lasting relationships and a sustainable business model, right, with integrity, with compassion, then you need to make sure that you're working within those guidelines, right, for your own self. Now, I'm not saying, right now, stop messaging everyone. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, from this day, create a new group of people, right, that's on a 2-week leading. And so you might go onto Instagram right now, after this call, look at your hashtags, same way that you was doing, maybe sending in your voice notes, sending them voice notes. But what you want to do is start to engage in their content a lot more with more depth, right? So choose 20 or 30 people, make sure over the space of 2 weeks, then you start to engage in their content more, in their stories, leave their comments, but genuinely be interested in what it is that they're doing. If not, don't follow them, right? And don't start jumping on their stuff. A quick way to ascertain whether they're the right people or not, you need to go back to why you've joined, why you started this business in the first place, what it is that you needed, right? What was it that got you and twisted your arm, right? Because there's people on here right now that's been doing this business for a long, long time. And so they've been digging their heels in. And so they've been creating different strategies, and some have worked, some bits have worked for them, some bits haven't. They've come on these calls and got golden nuggets from people that have started the business 2 weeks ago and people that have been in it for 15 years as well. And so it's about sharing these ideas, right? And it's about understanding that there's not a one size fits all. That's the first thing. Yes, Amanda, turn the notifications on. Perfect. So it's true. So here's the second thing that you need in order to build long-lasting relationships. Compromise, right? You've got to understand that you were a cold lead once too, right? You've got to believe that, all right? And so if the person's going through a problem or a challenge, trying to sign up, you need to be able to try and solve that together, right? As a collaboration, they need to see you as a valuable source. Again, going back to that jab, a valuable source of information. And when you do become a valuable source of information, when you do help them through times that they're struggling with, they will never forget you, right? Never forget you. And so how do you do that to somebody that you just don't even know? How do you do that? Well, when you're reaching out to these people and the hashtags that you're putting in, make sure the quickest way for you to gain authenticity, right, is to make sure that you go back, right? You go back and you chat to the person that you once was, right? What are the people doing who you used to be, right? Where are they? Where are they sitting? What sort of people are they? They could be a single mum. They could be a personal trainer. They could be a life coach. They could be anything. It all depends who you was once then. Because here's the thing. When you understand who you're talking to, right, And when you go back to these people, it's so much easier when you've been there yourself, because the story comes from such a more relatable, authentic manner that people are like, shit, how does she know that? One of my coaches told me a long time ago, Tim, talk to people's secrets. How do I know those secrets? Well, I've lived there and I've done that myself. I've been down that hole. I've been through the process before. So it allows me to talk in an authentic and genuine way. And so when I am engaging with people, they know that I'm the real deal. They know that I'm just not there to try and sell them a coaching program or my monthly academy. They're like, this guy cares. He cares. And so that's the way that you've got to try to compromise, guys, and also understand that these people are in a very similar place to what you used to be in, and that's that compassion and compromise. Here's something that we all forget, right? And it's the one thing that will make me buy, right? That will make me buy. Sense of humor, right? If someone's got a good sense of humor, I'm instantly connected to that person, because I'm thinking, wait, we think the same. We've got the same sort of connection in terms of character. We're laughing at the same things. If someone's putting up a funny quote or something like that, and I resonate with it, I'm like, do you know what? I like this person. I don't even know them. How many times that happened? You're thinking, I like this person just by their writing, just by what it is that they're putting out. It's a sense of humor. And so when you're connecting with people, make sure that you're not doing it as a military sergeant. Make sure that you're showing that side of yourself, that fun, playful, joyful side of yourself, because that's how we communicate with people. Who's ever really generated or created a relationship off of just having a face like a smacked arse? Because I haven't heard of one yet, I don't think. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm all right. Do you want to? Yeah, interested in this? Yeah, I am actually. Yeah. What a load of bollocks. It doesn't happen like that. Make sure you show that side of yourself. And here's some qualities that you should be showing when you're showing your sense of humor. Number one, energy. Energy. All right? I'm not here to talk to you about the law of attraction and vibration and frequencies. I'm not here to do that. But you know what? It works, it's true, and it's how you attract. It's very, very true. But here's the quickest way that energy attracts energy. In the law of attraction, they talk about put out good will come back, put yourself around good people, you'll get good stuff back, right? In its purest form. So when you lead from here, right, when you have to think about being energetic, right, it becomes tiring. When you lead from here, when it's true, genuine, authentic energy that comes from your heart, that is when people warm to you. Because they're like, do you know what? There's something about this girl. Do you know what? I don't know what it is. Like, you ever been in a room with someone that they could just fill the room? They fill the room up with their energy. And they don't even have, so they don't have to be loud like me either. They can walk in and they could just have this aura about them. It's the same when you connect with people. It's the same when you're doing your videos, your stories, right? When you're doing your stories, you are potentially selling to your wider audience, but what you're selling is yourself, the type of person that you are. That's what you're doing on your stories. It's not about Arbonne on the product. People, I can tell you for free, right? People won't buy Arbonne because of the product straight away. They'll buy it because of you, right? Because they relate to you. Because they relate to where you've been, your stories, your principles, your values, the way that you're connecting with them, your humor. Here's another thing that they'll relate to: enthusiasm. Enthusiasm sells. Enthusiasm sells. Remember that. If you are super enthusiastic about something, oh my God, literally, this is my glasses wipe, right? I guarantee, who's got glasses on here? How many people? I bet you I could sell you this wipe if I wanted to. I could sell you this just off the back of being enthusiastic. But we don't do it. We don't do it. You've got to spin and flip the coin, guys. Imagine what it is that you would like if somebody was to show up and tell you about something exciting. Share that energy, enthusiasm, and thirdly, positivity. Make sure, old cliche, that the glass is half full, not half empty. Always make sure that you're looking on the brighter side. Always make sure that you've always got a high level of perspective, right? That the lens that you look through is always the positive one, right? Because that attracts people, because people like solutions, right? And if you're selling solutions to nutrition, skincare, makeup, whatever it is, you've got to have that positivity, enthusiasm, and energy. Okay, the next one is the biggie, right? Trust. Trust. Now, all of the things that I mentioned leading up to this will gain trust. All of it, but not right away. Some people take a lot longer to get over the line. Why is that? Tell you why. Because they've been hurt, they've been let down, and they've been lied to in the past. And so you just can't come on and just be clicking your fingers and all of a sudden people are going to start coming in your funnel when you've got hundreds of people in. Some people just won't come in because of their past experiences. All right. So you've got to make sure that you build that trust, and you build that trust by doing all of these things: compassion, compromising with people, showing that energy, that authenticity, enthusiasm, excitement. That's how you build relationships, guys. Now we're talking about business right now, but you could just use this in your personal life instantly. It crosses over. Think about it. Crosses right over into your personal life. And so if you get groups, this is what this business is about. How many relationships can you make? And how good are they going to be? Are they going to be so good that people will do something for you so you don't have to? Right? Just think about that. Trust takes a long time to build. It does, but it can be taken in a second, right? So just make sure that when you're building up that trust, when you say something, you follow it through and you do it. All right? You do it because that shows that trust, shows that loyalty, loyalty to the brand. You trust in the products, you trust in the process, you trust in the training, you trust the people, the community, you trust it all. So what do you do when you trust someone? Talk about it. Talk about them. You're like, I trust this person. Someone say, what do you reckon of this person? I just trust him fully with my life. It's powerful when you trust someone. When you get someone to trust you, the amount of work that they will do for you is unreal. They'll do everything for you. They'll talk about you. They'll speak to new people about you. And when worse comes to worse, they'll have your back. That's what trust is. That's what it is. All right. So trust is a massive, massive one. Also, the next one is mutual respect. This is an essential ingredient because mutual respect with the other person makes them feel a higher level of self-esteem and security, right? And so let's break that down into business terms. Mutual respect. I message you, you message what? Me. I send you something, you send me something back, right? Not read it, don't send something back, then post and then do stories, say, oh, I forgot about you. That makes you feel like you're hugely undervalued, right? So if you're doing this, make sure that you've got a structure in place that backs up that mutual respect with your prospects, with the people that are either, and we're going to talk about this in a moment, the traffic lights. Make sure that there's mutual respect there, all right? Because if you don't, people would just think you're trying to sell them up the garden path. They really, really will. Make sure that they understand, right, why you're doing this, how passionate you are about it, why you're doing it, You know, something that I see all of the time is when somebody starts something new and they're trying to tell people that they've done something new, they always talk about their why, always, and then it gets lost. How and what is not as important as why, ever. What am I going to sell today? How am I going to sell it? Well, why are you going to sell it? Who am I going to contact today? What am I going to do to do it? Why are you contacting them? What's the deeper meaning here? Why are you all part of this business? What's it all about for you? What's it all about? Okay, the next one is presence. In any relationship, the power of presence is essential, right? Put it this way. Let's just say, finally, you get me onto a Zoom call or a FaceTime or a WhatsApp video call or even an Instagram video call when you've been trying to get me on for such a long time, and you finally feel like I've bitten. I'm gonna go for Arbonne. I've decided I'm gonna invest. And then you get me on, and then there's all stuff happening in the background, or you're looking at your phone, checking here, your eyes are going, I'm thinking, I don't want to be a part of this. You just don't give a shit. You've got to be fully invested and involved with whoever it is that you're talking to. They are the only person that's important at that time. If you schedule stuff for that person, you fully lock in and engage with that person and connect with them. And when you do, that person will know that you mean business. They will know that you're the real deal. And they will know that you've decided to speak to them because you genuinely really want to speak to them. If you're doing bits, fucking around, doing this sort of stuff, listening to the doorbell, whatever it is, people are just going to feel like you don't really give a shit. Because let's be honest, actions reflect priorities. It's pretty true. Actions reflect priorities. Look at what it is that you're actually doing and ask yourself, am I prioritizing this for me and for the potential client right now? All right. The next thing on this little list, the last one actually on this list, is understanding and listening. There is no problem that cannot be resolved by listening. Nothing. Now, there's a difference between listening and hearing. A lot of us hear, no, I'm not interested. No, I haven't got the time. I haven't got the money right now. You're hearing it, you're not listening. What are they really saying? My answer to that is, why haven't they got the time right now, though? Why haven't they got the money? Well, if you haven't got the money, right, to invest £230 or £170 into something, that's a bit worrying, I'd say. Not to have £170 spare. That tells me a little bit about your choices that you've made up until this moment financially. That's what it tells me. Every single penny that you've got in your bank, as hard hitting as this is the result of the choices that you've made up until this moment. That's what it is. Whether that's the choices to go for the opportunity, whether that's the choices not to spend, whether that's the choices not to work on your personal development, upgrade your skill set. It strongly determines what you've got right now. And here's the thing, some people will be nodding their head, I don't believe that's true. But I can tell you right now, your pay packet, your wage, your income will never ever exceed your personal development, ever. Ever. Because when you learn more skills, you become more of an asset. When you develop yourself from a 5 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10, you can warrant 7 out of 10 money. you can't warrant 7 out of 10 money if your personal development and your skill sets are 4 out of 10. For example, you can't expect, right, to have no management skills and then apply for a management job. You can't do it. There's got to be something that goes on in the background so you can upgrade your skills and develop yourself. Can't be done. Okay, I just wanted to talk about them 10, sort of 12 key points, maybe 13, something like that, in terms of relationship, right? So, in the comments box right now, I'll be super interested on how you guys are generating relationships when it comes to new business. What are you doing? So tell me your strategy. So if you could type in the comments box, whatever it is, we're just going to open up some stuff just so I can get a feel for what it is that you're currently doing. By the way, what I just said to you about long-lasting relationships, it's not the only way. There are quick wins that you can get. However, we're looking at over the long term. Mix of cold messages, building relationships, and going back to old relationships. Online parties, building relationships on Insta, engaging with people's posts. Excellent. Connecting with new people on Facebook who have similar background to me. Okay, so here's something that I just want to briefly talk about. And that is going back to when I spoke about the 2-week lead-in, because I know a lot of you are thinking, Jesus, 2 weeks, what? From today, I would strongly suggest that you start to make that 2-week lead-in relationship building with someone, right? To try it. So let's, when you're searching, is a majority of your stuff, guys, on Facebook and Instagram? Is that where you're going? Majority of stuff is Facebook and Instagram. So tell me what hashtags you're putting in. How are you searching for these people? Love to know. How are you searching for these people currently? LinkedIn as well, yeah? Fantastic. Friend suggestions. Positive vibes. LinkedIn, let's see what else we got. Just waiting for some of these to come through. Hairdressing, single mum, cancer survivor. Excellent. Gratitude. Here we go. That's just more like likes. Okay, brilliant. Wellness. Okay. Now let's just play a little game. Go back to a place where you were struggling, right? You were struggling financially and business-wise, maybe it wasn't that good, right? What hashtags would that be under? For example, what would the pain point hashtags be under? Lost. What else? Stressed. Anxious, for example. Bored, frustrated. There you go. I wonder how many, right? Let me just take this off. Right there. Let's go on to Instagram right now, and let's do it live. Okay. Debt-free community, debt, for example. There are 682,000 posts with a hashtag of debt. Debt-free, 1 million. What about this one? Debt-free goals, 143,000. What I'm trying to say is expand on the searches, right? Think about the pain points of these people, what they're going through, right? Think about the pain points and then start to expand on that search. Why should you be doing that? I'll tell you why. No other fuckers doing it. That's why. That's why you should be doing it. How many people do you thinking? How many people do you think, right, is going through hashtag wellness? I mean, holy shit. Although there's millions on there, that is like the pot that all the online marketers go into. Oh, I need to sell some wellness products. I'll just fucking hashtag wellness. And then what you do is you get wellness, and then you get, look at this, 8 million for Lost, Charlotte Chase. 8 million. I mean, none of you can have 8 million clients. Imagine just closing 1%, 800 people. Holy shit. See what I'm saying? Just about changing the perspective, changing the way that in which you're searching and looking for these people. Because one thing that I've identified is that when you go back, right? So when people coach with me, they're not already in the place of transformation, right? They're not already in the middle. So for example, that's the right word to use, Tim. They're not in the transformation, the transition, sorry. That's what I was searching for. They're not in the transition yet. And so they are stuck, lost, lack of focus, clarity, had enough, fed up, frustrated, angry, stressed, anxious. That's what they are. Otherwise, they won't be coming to me. And so you guys need to think about those sort of people are the perfect people that would need this opportunity, right? Here's why you started doing this, most of you. Change. You wanted to change. And you're like, something's got to fucking change. My bank account's got to change. My mindset's got to change. My nutrition's got to change. My relationships have got to change. My personal development's got to change. And Arbonne just went, I'll tell you what, why don't we just give you all of them in one big bunch? There you go. That's what it did. And that's why you're so excited about it. Because you know that if this properly kicks off, you'll be able to change all of them things that you wanted to change. All of them. But you're not talking to the people, right? You're not talking to the people that fucking need you right now. Get out your own way. Start to expand a little bit. Do not let a fixed mindset try to thrive in a growth mindset environment. It's not going to work, right? Oh, do you know, I've messaged these people. This ain't working. Fuck this. This don't work. No, change it, pivot, adapt, adjust, right? It's working. People on here have got great businesses. They're earning a lot of money and impacting a lot of people. Who doesn't want that? I know I do. That's like my perfect combination. Why is that? Because more money allows you to impact more people. That's why. That's my why. And so that's what you've got to do. You've got to change it up. You've got to change it up. You can't keep going round in the drift, right? But you've got to make it specific to you. It's got to be specific to you. It can't be about what somebody else does. Yeah, take little parts of it, segments. Use it, try it, expand on it, work on yourself more. That's the way it's got to be. When I first started my coaching business, all I did was talk about my story, some form of it, every single day. Every single day, right? Here's like a little marketing Cooper bonus, right? That really, really works, right? There's something that marketing strategists use in order to get people in, and it's a framework again. And as you know, I love a little framework. So get this one written down because this is a really good one. Hook, Hook, story, solution or offer. when you become a master at that, and I'm going to expand on that, give it a bit more context now. Oh my God, let me tell you, the difference in the way you communicate with people and connect with them. And obviously when you do this from a place, again, of authenticity and value. So let's do the process. Let me tell you how a hook would work. So let's use someone that I know on here. Oh, it's easy. Yeah, Amy's staring right at me, so I'm just going to use you, Amy. So Amy, maybe this is the hook. Amy, maybe you're in a position right now where you're upset, frustrated, and annoyed at the fact that you don't get to see your husband as much as you should. And maybe that's causing you some anxiety, some pain, and it's causing you some stress and lack of connection. Mm-hmm. Right? That's the hook. You're like, you motherfucker. Yes, that's right. Here's the here's the story. I just want you to know that you're not alone, right? Because I used to be in a similar position to you. I remember when I felt exactly the same. I felt that about my partner. I didn't get enough time with her. I remember us coming home, all I was doing is working. We didn't get to see each other as much. She was working late. I was working late. And I know how that can make you feel. But there's a solution to all this. Here we go. We're transitioning into the next bit. This is what I invite you to do next. See that? This is what I invite you to do next. It's an invite. And then for me, because it's normally a video, this is what I invite you to do next. There's going to be a link in around this video, Amy, around here at the bottom. I want you to click that link because I'm going to give you the tools, solutions, strategies, and exercises to 10x your relationship over the next 30 days. All you need to do is click that link. It's completely free and I'll see you inside. Yeah? That's Hook Story Offer or Hook Story Solution. And so a real good lead-in to the hook is maybe that works really well for me. Maybe you're in a position right now. Let's do an Arbonne one for fun, yeah? Right? Maybe you're in a position right now where you feel like you've just got no time. Maybe you're looking at your bank account and it's frustrating you every single day. And maybe you've just decided that you just need to start creating that life that you've always dreamed of. And I just want you to know I had to sit myself down and have the same conversation with myself. I had a big vision, a big dream, and I know that I wanted more, but I just didn't know how to get it. I knew that I wanted it. I just didn't know the next steps that I needed to take in order for me to get it. And so I decided to create something. I decided to join this business because it gave me all of these things. So this is what I'd like to invite you to do next. There's going to be a link on my next story, a swipe up or a poll. On that poll, I'd like to invite you, just you and 9 other people to work with me, to work with me and to have the closest relationship for us to develop, grow, expand, not just your personal development, but your bank account, your confidence, your community. And here's how we're going to do it. Boom, 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 boom. Then you start to talk about Arbonne or whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? So you start off, maybe you're in a position, so compassion, right? Going back to what you're doing. Maybe you're in a position, compassion. Then you tell the why, right? Which is the story, right? And understanding what they're going through. So again, that's like mutual respect. You get it. You're putting yourself in their position. You're compromising. All of this stuff goes in that. And then you look at the solution at the end. What is the solution? So the solution again can be, and again, it could be about your energy. You know, maybe you're in a position right now where you're waking up, you've got no energy, and the first thing that you end up doing is going and putting on your double espresso, right? You're going for your black coffee. Well, let me just tell you, that used to be me. I used to be like that, and I tell you what, I used to get so much anxiety through drinking coffee, and the crash that I used to get was unbelievable. And then my teeth started to change color and all the rest of it. And then all of a sudden, bang, someone introduced me into Arbonne and fizz sticks, right? Just making this shit up now, as you can tell, right? And then from that moment, everything changed. I wasn't getting anxious anymore. Everything that was coming, it's completely natural. My teeth were getting whiter and whiter instead of blacker and blacker. And so it was the best thing that I ever did, giving up coffee and starting with these fizz sticks. So this is what I invite you to do next. I invite you to give up your coffee. I invite you to join me in the fizz stick 30-day challenge, something, right? Yeah. Here's what you need to do next. There's going to be a quiz, or there's going to be a yes or no in the next story. All you've got to do is put yes and join me inside. It is that simple. Is there going to be a financial commitment to this? Of course there is. Of course there is. Do you want it? I know you do. Why is that? Because you're still listening to the stories. That's why. Otherwise you would have jogged it on and come out the story. That's a fact. All right. So that's hook, story, solution, hook, story, offer. It's a really good framework. And now I'm screwed because you're going to look at all of my marketing stuff and my videos and be like, Tim Cooper's going to hook, story, offer me here. Little bastard. He told us about this on the call. But here's something that I just love doing. I love having something to follow, don't you? I just love being able to go back to something to be like, this is what I do when it doesn't work. This is what I do when it does work. All right. But just getting comfortable with, it's not going to work all the time. Not everybody's going to be interested in this. And that's all right. It's not a no to you. It's not a no. It's they're saying no to themselves. It's just not for them right now. It's all right. And that's all right. It doesn't have to be for them right now. Because as we've just ascertained, there's 8 fucking million people on #lost. I mean, Jesus. Who cares? Who cares about Julie in fucking Dunstable? Who gives a shit? Yeah? Go for Fred in Dunkirk or something. There's 8 million people here. Stop putting so much meaning on the nose, guys. Doesn't mean that you're shit. Doesn't mean that the product's shit. Doesn't mean that you're not good at what it is that you're doing. It just means that you haven't connected either with that person properly or they're not the right person. And that's all right. It doesn't matter. Do you think everybody buys one of my coaching programs or jumps inside my Academy monthly? No, they don't. And that's all right. That's all right. Lead with authenticity. You lead with that. And here's the thing, not projecting that in here. In here. When you know who you are, you lead with it. It comes completely natural. My mum said something to me a long time ago. She said, Tim, the best thing about not lying is you don't have to remember anything. I thought, that's fucking brilliant. I mean, I still lie to this day, obviously, but it's a great one. It's a great one. I lie about the washing being done and all that to Amanda. Did you load the dishwasher? I mean, no, it's definitely you, Amanda. Definitely you. So we all have a little mini lie. But the point I'm making is that when you lead from here all of the time in your business, people see it. I think the takeaway today, guys, is definitely make sure that you're in for the long game. The relationship tools and tactics that we're giving here is for the long-term players, let's say. It's for the people that are looking at this as a business, not as a quick fix. The amount of people that overestimate what they can do in 6 months and underestimate what they can do in 2 years is phenomenal. My business didn't truly kick off, truly kick off until about 18 months. Like really went off. Now, don't get me wrong. I was still doing great up until that, I thought. Not monetary wise, but I was doing the work, you know? I was doing the work. Just remember, your business, your paycheck will never exceed your personal development, ever. Ever. The work that you do on you, become an asset. An asset. Why do you think some companies and businesses can't get rid of people? And they fucking can't stand half of them. They're like, I can't stand her, but I can't lose her. She's too good at the job. She's too good at it. You need to become super valuable to your community, valuable to the people that you're serving. But ultimately, you need to be able to give that value up front without people being inside a coaching program or inside a community. You need to be able to show that. So add more value. Make sure that you add more value. There you go. Look, Elena's in. She wants to be part of my 30-day fist stick challenge. Elena, I'll send you an order form after this. It's 60 quid. All right. We'll do it for 59.97. Anyway, so my point is, the reason that Elena was like, yeah, fucking hell, that's a bit of me. Because number one, I had a framework to follow, hook, story, offer, hook, story, solution. And I told it with energy, enthusiasm, positivity. Then you trusted me. Because you're like, Jesus. He's like, okay, I respect this guy. Yeah, he's coming from a genuine place. And that's the thing. Don't just follow this process to follow it. If you're not genuine, don't fucking do it. Don't just like someone's photo just because they've got wellness hashtagged. They'll spot you in 10 seconds. They really will. And what do you think that does to your mindset and your internal dialogue? When you keep doing this stuff, hashtag fitness, positive vibes, this stuff, fucking mental health, whatever, and then people are not getting back to you. You're like, well, I'm following the process here. What's going on? I thought you'd just go on these hashtags, like one of these photos and slide in the DMs. That's what everyone's telling me. That's how it works, no? Not for everyone, it doesn't. Doesn't. Some people, I'm looking at everybody on here, loads of different ages of people on here, loads and loads of different ages of people. And so you guys are going to have a different tactic to some of the younger people. The older people are going to have a different tactic to the younger people. It does, like, the dynamic. It's got to sit and feel right with you, and you've got to be able to tap in, right, to your skill set. That's what you've got to do, because that's when the true change will take place in your business, when you really tap in to what it is that you know you've got to offer. Not everybody, and I'm going to say sell and sales here, because nobody likes the word selling, do they? How many times you heard this? I'm shit at selling. Just a shit salesperson. I don't like it. Bullshit. You've all got Zoom. Guess who sold you that? Zoom. Someone sold you it. I need that. I need it. What Zoom did, it showed up at the right time. That's what it did. And it spoke to an area of your life that was missing. Zoomless. That's what you was. And it's like, oh, I got a solution to you getting on these calls. My name's Mr. Zoom, and I run a video call company. Just to let you know, it's free to sign up, 45 minutes, or you pay 20 quid a month, blah, blah, blah. You're like, do you know, I need this. I need it. I need to be on these calls. Right place, right time. And that's what you've got to do right now in terms of getting new business with these people, because there's so many thousands and millions of people out there that need you and can benefit from this product, from the service that you give, the personal development. The personal development that you do inside here is unreal. Let me tell you, it is. Yeah, my wife bought 3 books off the back of it. Honestly, I've never even seen her read a magazine. Next thing you know, she's got books with fucking 200 pages in. She can read mine next, by the way, Amanda. Yeah. About time. So look, think about the community that you've got here. It's unreal. Look at you all. Look, 79 people inside a call. I mean, what the fuck? It says it right there. It's right in front of you. Tap into it. Get the energy from this. Speak to people. Ask them, what are you doing? I tried this the other day. Maybe you should try this. I had a go at this. This didn't really work. Well, maybe you should have a go at this. That's collaboration, guys. That's teamwork. That's coming together as a community. That's what Arbonne's all about. Helping other people, inspiring other people to become more, be better. And in turn, you get the life that you want, the freedom, time, financial stuff, maybe, if that's what you want. you know, and that's another thing. Just before I go, I just want to talk about this because it's super important that you must understand that people will define success differently to you, right? Some people, it will be all about money. Some people, it will be all about community. Some people, it will all be about joy, fun, romance, relationships. It's how you define it. For me, success, ultimate success, is sincere fulfillment. That's what it is. That's success for me. I don't care how it happens, as long as I'm fulfilled. And the way that you do that, in my eyes, is that you give beyond yourself. It's all about contribution. That's what it is. You give beyond yourself. So isn't that funny that you give beyond yourself and you end up having the life that you've always desired to have? I'm just telling my story a little bit. Via jab, 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 jab. That's all I've done for nearly 2.5 years, really, in my business. Giving out value, 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 value. And ever since I've been doing that, my DMs on Instagram go crazy. Can I work with you one-to-one? Have you got any spaces left? Is it this? Can you fly me here? Can you come here to me? Can you talk on stage here? Can you do this? Can you be part of my app? Can you record these videos for me? This training series? Can you talk to my company and my business? Can we take you on as this? I haven't asked them nothing, but one thing. I haven't asked for nothing. What does that tell them about me? I'm not going to take the piss. I'm coming from a genuine place, and this is my why. This is my why. I'm truly locking in to my purpose. All right, guys, I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about relationships tonight in maybe a different way compared to what you've probably heard it before or might have heard it before. I think, you know, a couple of takeaways definitely from tonight. One of them is stay in your own fucking lane. Do it your own way. Yeah, get inspiration from people. Of course, you know, you're all part of a team here. But, you know, share it. Make sure you're doing your own thing. Make sure you're doing your own thing. When you understand that there's two things that all of us have that are different. It's this, it's the fingerprint, and it's experiences. All right? None of us have got the same experiences, even if you're a twin. None of you have got the same experiences completely. So that fingerprint, that uniqueness, that gift, internal gift, combined with your experiences, that is how you're going to create the life that you want, the business that you want, and that's how you're going to become a great leader. All right? If any of you want more of this shizzle, more of this type of coaching, I've got something called the Academy Monthly that I do. It's like this, but on steroids, if I'm honest. There are about 20 odd people of you. Actually, it's probably about 15 or 20 of you on the call that's already in here. And so, yeah, if you're interested in getting this more of the stuff, should we do the hook story offer right now? Maybe you're in a position right now where you want to work on your personal development. Maybe you're fed up, stuck, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you get what I'm saying, right? This is what I invite you to do. There's going to be a link, right, where I'm going to put in here. There's going to be a link, and that link is going to get you to a page where you can sign up for my Tim Cooper Academy Monthly. There you go. Totally recommend it. TCA. I'm not here to sell my Academy Monthly. I'm only playing. If you want more of this, you can just DM me, get involved, speak to Fabia. And so we're doing great things inside there. It's fantastic. But ultimately, I'm here for you guys, Arbonne, every Sunday. My DMs are open. So I've literally stayed away from my phone the weekend. It's been divine. But I'll be back on fire tomorrow. So if there's any people that are trying to get hold of me, that's probably why I've sort of given it a rest a little bit from work. But thank you so much, Fabia. Thank you again for allowing me to be a part of this amazing community that you're building here, that Arbonne are building. I'm truly humbled to be a part of it, so thank you.
Oh my gosh, seriously, I had so much goosebumps. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a goosebump now. You know, it's just incredible. I just want to share my main point in the call today, which is something that I really believe um, is telling the truth, what you really feel is easy. So that's what I feel when I start my business. For anyone who is starting the business, you know, it's so easy to say the truth because we don't start to know everything. So it's very easy it's a great tip for anyone who is starting the business and who someone who is stuck. You know, remember their own truth, as you said so many times today. It was an incredible call. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so like, you know, and I feel like I can completely conquer the world right now. And I just like take the truth and use the step by step, as you said. So say the truth is easy. You don't need to remember every time. You just need to say what's the truth. You know, and if people identify themselves with a lot more than if we are like trying to memorize any story or anything like this. And yeah, so grateful. I'm so glad that I heard that today from you, because it's so good to remember that and to, you know, reinforce how important it is to be ourselves in anything.
I'd say, Fabia, just quickly, guys, look, it's all right to have a framework. It's fine to have that rough structure, you know, but just get the pillars of the structure, right? The foundations of it. Don't fucking get the whole interior design going on and the bed sheets and all the, you know, don't do that. Have some form of it that you can revert back to, but the interior design is your personal touch, isn't it? Right, and that's the whole thing when you're trying to, you know, tell people about what it is that you do. So make sure that you've got some form of structure, but the rest needs to flow from a place of authenticity. It needs to be, you know, come from you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, so until next Sunday, right, Tim? Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, no worries. Amanda, are you waving at me? I'm here.
Yeah, I know.
All right. She said, oh, hello.
I'm not waving to you, I'm waving to you.
Oh dear. Thank you so much, Fabia. Appreciate it. Cheers, guys. See you. Bye.